How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Is It Worth It? My name is Jeremiah.
I'm Luke.
And today we're talking about Sniper Elite 5. Okay, do you want to... Normally we try and do like some kind of spoiler-free review section, talk for a few minutes about the game. Do we want to do that? Or do we want to just like dive into...
Let's just dive right into it. This game doesn't even have spoilers.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest campaign of any World War II shooter I've ever played. And
Yes.
that goes for Call of Duty World War II. Not the series, but the game titled World War II, which was
right.
really stupid. And had cinematics that they were really trying hard to channel Band of Brothers, and it didn't work at all.
I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Yeah. This game should be
Okay, so
more
we'll
accurately titled.
We'll just go ahead and there's not going to be any non-spoiler section, so it's just going to be spoilers. We're just going to talk about the game and everything in it from here on out.
Yeah, this game should be called Splinter Cell World War II because this game has some of the absolute worst topography of any sniper game I've ever played. And that goes for Sniper Elite V2 and Sniper Elite V3 and Sniper Elite V4 which I have played all of. And those games were significantly better than this one. And I know everyone is raving about the, you can go into you can invade a enemy player's world and play as one of the opposing, as
There
one
are
of the
some
Germans.
interesting features that they added to the game as a whole.
Yeah.
For sure.
They do not save this game. Now, I can already hear, the people basically saying, well, we already knew what to expect. This is a Sniper Elite game. It's just taking shots with rifles and killing Nazis. Okay, fair.
Yes.
This game does not do that. The amount of actual long
It does
range...
it a little bit.
long-range sniper shots that you can actually pull off in this game, I think are limited to 3 missions where you can really, really take some long shots that look really cool when you do them. But ultimately, it becomes a very rinse and repeat, very tiresome, very repetitive, same character models, same kill animations, same rifle sounds. The unlocked weapons are not worth it at all, period. They add nothing to the game whatsoever.
And
Nothing.
for me, I never, the unlocked weapons aren't a big deal to me. Just personally, when I play through any Sniper Elite game, I'm not going through trying to unlock everything so I can use everything. That's just not how I play it. But, yeah, I started playing this game first, before you did.
You did.
And I told you that I hadn't even finished the first mission yet, and I was like, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Things are not looking good
It
because
is flat as a pancake.
there are
sniper
so
perches
few
anywhere.
sniper perches that you can actually get range and decent viewpoints from, which is...
And no, it's because we did not look hard enough. We both played this game for over 30 hours each.
I did not.
I personally put over 40 hours into this
I did
game.
21 hours.
There are none.
I played all of them. I played some of the missions multiple times.
I've been from one corner of all of the maps. I
There are
all
some
the start points.
There are some
2
spots.
The second to last mission has a honest to goodness bell tower, which if you get to it, you will probably have cleared out everybody around it before you even got there, which is what happened to me.
True.
And then there is another spot in the third, I think it's the 5th or 6th mission, which you can take some pretty long shots with. And the third mission has some long shots. But it's within the first, you just walk 15 feet, crouch, and you can see, the third mission by far has the best long range shots because there's just so much to see. That was a really well laid out level that was fun to play.
But
the rest of them,
those for the missions that do have a large portion of the map that is visible from your starting point, where you can easily find a perch and kind of start clearing guys out before you kind of make your assault. There's one where you feel like you take out a significant amount of people.
Yeah.
Every other time, there's 5 guys that you can shoot.
Or less.
It's you can't really get that many people.
No.
which
Sniper Elite V2 was not that way, and neither was the third one. I remember both those games pretty vividly, and I remember you being able to pull off some pretty spectacular long-range kill shots.
yeah, and there are
They were fun.
some
Both of
you
them
can
was
make
fun.
in this game, but not nearly as many as there has been in the past.
Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing because the game is Sniper Elite, the series is Sniper Elite.
It's
Everybody
literally
knows what we're
named
supposed to get.
Sniper Elite. The whole point is to take friggin' long shots, and what you end up
There's
doing,
very little sniping in this game.
yeah, what you end up doing most of the time is sneaking around with a suppressed machine gun or a pistol.
Yeah.
You don't even get the cool booby traps from the other games, like the little tripwire.
Which,
You get like this thing called a shoe mine.
yeah, you get shoe mines, you get teller mines.
But you unlock all that crap within like the first 3 missions, and you just the game becomes boring. There's nothing
Yeah.
to work towards.
It does become very repetitive after
And there's
a very
nothing to
short
work
amount of
towards.
time.
Literally nothing to work towards. I know that I decided early that I was just going to slog through it and unlock every weapon to see if like maybe there was a point or a reason to do it.
Uh-huh.
One pistol was worth doing. The
Okay.
pistol you think is the weakest actually has 2 upgrades
Which
that
one?
make it super powerful. The 1903D or whatever.
Yeah, don't think I got it.
Yeah, it's that brings up another point. There are some incredibly arbitrary and incredibly difficult, to the point of being laughably funny, how bad some of these kill assignments are that take way too much effort to make happen. Like legitimately way too much effort to make happen. We sat
wouldn't be
for-
as much of an issue if the game worked properly.
right. Which
But
we
because the
played
game
co-op.
just isn't refined very well.
No, we played co-op and we tried for like an hour to just put a rat bomb in a warehouse that was like maybe 40 feet
And
long.
get a dude to walk next to it.
Yeah, and just get the dude to walk next to it. And then when he did, it wasn't even a proximity mine. You had to shoot it.
And then when we did shoot it, it didn't kill him.
Yeah, so we had to like repeat, knock him out, drop him on the floor, then put the rat mine down, then shoot it.
Yeah.
Then we got it. And what you unlock for doing that is the Luger P08, which it does nothing different than the 1911. Or
The ability to play co-op is enjoyable.
yeah, that
for
was
sure.
fun. That was definitely fun.
That can help take some of the slog out of playing the game and make it a little more enjoyable because, games are always more fun when you're playing it with somebody else. They
Right,
suck.
and it made for some pretty funny moments too, where we had a couple of instances.
Funny moments only because they were frustrating and you were sharing it
and you
with
just
somebody.
had to take the piss out of it somehow, where you just had to
Yeah.
laugh because it was just so stupid. But then we ended up just playing the rest of the game solo because we both agreed it wasn't worth it anymore to we could only play it for maybe 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
It just
it's
was so
hard to play for any long period of time.
horrendously boring. And they're and I know what you're saying. Well, it's they added all these cool melee kill animations.
Not really.
There's 2.
Not really.
And the slowdown time thing only happened once or twice when I do melee kills, which do the X-ray and you can show where he's stabbing or punching him.
Yeah, very
That only
rarely,
happened twice.
Very rarely.
You got lucky and were able to trigger a hand grenade on somebody's belt.
Yes, because when we were playing co-op, this is something Luke was trying to do for an hour.
Yeah.
Whenever he would see somebody, he's just trying to be able to shoot a grenade on somebody's belt to kill him, so you can get chain reaction kills
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That you've
Blow
been
up
able
the
to
barrels, blow up a car,
do. Yeah, and you can do all that, but the placement, this game makes you work harder for some stuff, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
Well, the whole premise
But-
is you're a mile away and you're shooting something that's way over here. You shouldn't have to go here, set up a bunch of crap,
Yeah.
and then retreat back to where you were, just to then wait another 30 minutes for all the NPCs to go back to what they were doing if you were lucky enough to pull that off without setting off an alarm. Then get back, then shoot it. Bruh.
Yeah.
That's bad game design.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
really bad level design.
Yeah, not very intuitive. Not, like I said, not the funnest thing. It became a slog after. What was I talking about?
You were talking about how I was trying to set off the hand grenades
Oh yeah.
that don't
And-
exist at
Yeah,
all.
because in all the previous games, or at least the last 2.
Yeah, it's like every
For
other
sure.
enemy, especially the higher level ones, typically have a grenade.
They have a grenade on
somewhere.
their belt. So if you can aim for the grenade, shoot the grenade, and then that way you could take out multiple people if they're clustered together with a single shot.
Right.
And he was trying to do it and could not do it. Couldn't even find him. I got lucky, and it was on a long. It was like a 400+ meter shot, so I didn't know what I was hitting.
You just got lucky.
I thought I was getting some kind of organ shot on his abdomen, something, and no, it was just happened to hit a grenade that he had on his belt.
I looked at every NPC
Just-
that I could find in this game. I never saw a grenade once.
Completely
Not
by
ever.
accident was the only time it happened to me.
I will say the most enjoyable thing that I found about this game was just getting insane long range headshots with silenced pistols. Like I just resigned. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy something about playing this game if I'm gonna do it. And if the game's gonna force me to play Splinter Cell World War II, then I'm gonna play it like Splinter Cell World War II. And so that's exactly what I did.
Which is basically what you have to do to get through the game, which you already said. But my main issue with the game is not that it forced you to do things differently. I can kind of live with that. It wasn't what I was expecting, not what I wanted. Again, the combat is just repetitive. It gets boring after a while. The story is boring, and none of the guns are exceptionally more powerful than another, so there's no reason to get any of them, apparently.
Yeah, the Webley Mark
But-
IV, the 1903D, the 1911, and like if you just run through the game with the Car 98K or the 1903, like
Yeah.
that's it. That's all
But the
you
biggest problem I had with the way that the game forces you to play the game is it doesn't have
Yeah, the mechanics are not there for the,
The
gameplay that it
mechanics that
tells
it
you to play it
needs.
like. You're right.
that are refined enough to actually play in the manner that it wants.
Like,
it
do you
to.
remember the first mission we started doing co-op on? It was
Like
the,
when you're sneaking
the
about
chateau. It
and
was
you-
awful. It was so bad because you have to get so close and aggressive with so many NPCs, and you physically just can't play the game the way it needs to be played in order to actually do well at close quarters combat.
Yeah, because there's such limited sniping that's available. We're forced into close quarter combat, and then the mechanics that exist for that, with your sneaking around and your peeking around corners and stuff, just isn't there in any significant way to
Yeah.
make that part of it enjoyable.
And you can
to
do this like weird first person aiming mechanic for the submachine guns and the pistols,
Yeah.
which
I tried
has
it.
no ADS, and it's very hard to pull off. It only works if you have like a very defined focal point for your aiming, which only works if you are running one of the. I found the Sten worked really well for this. The MP40 and the Well machine gun. The other ones were garbage for this specifically. But the pistols can't even. It's not even possible if you have a suppressor on. So there's no point. You just literally see you see the aiming reticle, the little like V notch, and then the big round dome of the suppressor in front of it, which I get, but it's also just why even bother at that point?
Yeah.
Like it just felt like somebody was like, "We'll give them the ability to go first person ADS. They'll think that's cool." Except
Yeah,
it's
except
not.
it doesn't work.
Because there's no
when
ADS.
you go from third person,
or there's not
to,
ADS. Sorry, there's no aim assist. That's what I
Yeah,
meant
when
to
you
say.
go from third person to first person on your aiming, it's just not many games do that. There's a reason they don't do that. It's clunky.
Yeah.
There's very few things.
I remember like some PSP games doing that because it was PSP, and there's a
generally-
limitation of the controls.
And generally, like that only happens when you are using scoped weapons, like
Right.
snipers and stuff.
Right.
Where you're in third person for pretty much the entire thing, and your aim is just your aim.
Right.
But there is aim assist on certain things, and then when you actually use any kind of scoped weapon, then it automatically goes first person for that.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
remember and here's another thing too. The kill animations, the X-ray kill animations, I feel like got dumbed down pretty hardcore in this one.
You think so?
Yeah.
How so?
Because in the previous games,
I mean,
you
it's still
used-
just as good as before.
you used to be able to do some pretty cool stuff. Like I remember shooting like the kneecaps out from one dude at one point, and I got a kill for that. And it like gave me like an extra like trophy for like kneecapping an officer, and you could like watch his kneecaps explode if you like sent the bullet through both.
Okay. But were you able to do that?
No. No, you can't like split bones. Like it just like it would show them breaking and like the bullet going through, and then it would just say kill, limb shot.
Well, yeah, but you get kill animations on a lot of stuff.
The slowdown time with the X-ray, yeah, that procced quite frequently. What I'm trying to say is that it got boring, where I just started skipping it because I just didn't care. I was like, oh cool, I get to watch the bullet go through his helmet, through his brain again and again.
Yeah,
Again,
but I mean, all
again,
previous games were the same way.
and again and again.
Where if you do the same kill over and over again, like you just get the same animation.
Well, that's my point. Is that there was no diversity. Like there was no incentive.
I'm saying, like, even in the previous titles, though, like if you just do the same shot over and over.
Well, sure. But the point I was trying to make, and I didn't make it very well, so I'll elaborate. In the previous games, you were able to do more creative environmental style kills where you would still get the animations where, like, if you shot the gas cap off the back of a tank, the whole thing would explode and you would be able to watch that in slow motion, and then you'd get to watch the shrapnel hit the guys around it. Like, it was really cool. That doesn't happen in this game. By the way, shooting tanks in this game sucks. Just go around them. Don't even waste your time. Legitimately, do not waste your time. You will waste all your grenades, you will waste all your TNT, which, I'm sorry, but 2 Teller mines and a couple of pounds of TNT would absolutely destroy any Panzer, especially if you're aiming for the friggin' gas tanks.
I mean, if you know, I took out every tank I came across.
So did I, and it was stupid. It was stupid how difficult
they were
it
more
was.
difficult than they needed to be, especially in
They have, like, no weak points.
They do.
You can't shoot the gunners out.
They do.
You can't shoot the gunners.
You can't shoot the gunners out, which you used to be able to do.
Yeah, there's, like, the little slits. You used to be able to, like, shoot the pilot and the gunner. Can't do that. Why? I don't know. Just because they got lazy. That's my only answer. And Panzerfausts, it takes, like, 2 of them to blow up a tank, which I get. That makes sense. But still, the only real weak point on these tanks was getting behind it, putting a satchel charge on it, blowing up so you expose the engine, because clearly that didn't damage it enough, and then just lobbing an endless amount of TNT at it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, armor-piercing ammo is only good for shooting Jaegers at long range. It doesn't actually do anything against vehicles.
It does damage tanks when they're... so the weak point is between the exhaust ports and the back of the tank. And when you actually blow up the back panel, then it exposes the actual, like, manifold that's there.
Yeah.
And you can use RP rounds on that. And I actually did take a tank out by shooting RP rounds at that once it was exposed.
How many did it take?
Not many.
No, I shot one like 15 times.
And it might have been because I had already used like 3 things of TNT to get it off.
I blew it up once with a Panzerfaust and exposed that, and then just started shooting it to see how many armor-piercing rounds it would take.
Mm-hmm.
I got through like 15, and I was like, the hell with this. I just went and like threw TNT at it until I blew it up.
Right.
It was just stupid. The lack of tripwire mines also, I thought that was a huge oversight, because I actually enjoyed setting up like scripted deaths for certain enemies that I would like trigger by like alerting one guy to like run through one area, and then he would like blow up a trip mine, which would then like trigger something else, and then you'd be like, yeah, but they made it simpler by using the Teller mines and the shoe mines. Except they didn't, because shoe mines make no sense. I don't know
never
what that
used
is.
them. I don't know what. I've never used them.
It looked like a firecracker box, but it just knocks them unconscious.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yeah, it's stupid.
I never use. Like, I actually just never used. I always use the Teller mines.
Yeah, it's SCHUMINE. I don't know. Maybe it's like some obscure World War II thing, but it was. It didn't make any sense to me.
It just knocks them out.
Yeah, it just knocked them out. Or you could like light one off, and it would supposedly attract people to their radius. Except I tried that like 10 times, and unless they're like standing on top of it, yeah, that was more effective. Because these stupid little things didn't work at all.
No.
Literally not at all. Like, what I would do, what I found, again, there's a reason why I call this Splinter Cell World War II, is I would just go in with a pistol and just start popping fools left and right. Inevitably, you're going to set an alarm off, and then you just loot bodies and put Teller mines behind you as you continue to, sneak your way through these villages and just murking people with, your submachine gun.
Yeah.
You forget you even have a sniper rifle because you don't need it. Until the later missions when you have to kill the elite snipers, which are about as, their AI is really derpy. Really derpy. They just kind of stand there. And, like, you get,
most of the missions, yes.
You get, like, a glint when they, like, notice you, except they don't ever actually shoot at you. I think I got shot at once.
I got shot at quite a bit.
Okay, I got shot at once.
I got shot at quite a bit, mainly on the very, very last one.
The very last one has more than...
Because I did the very last one, like, 10 times. Just because the very last mission is just... You get to the chateau of General Moeller, who's like the big bad over this whole like Kraken operation, which is like the
incredibly
Nazi
cringy
submarines.
Forced storytelling that no one cares about because it's a sniper elite game.
But you get there and it's like your objective is to kill Moeller. So you take one shot, you kill him, and the the entire scenario immediately ends.
Yeah.
But if you just start shooting random people,
Yeah.
I just did let's see what happens. Like I got the achievement for shooting him in the head, and like the
Yeah.
stuff and things, and it's like, okay, well, what if I miss? Like, what if I just try and like do
Clear
other things?
everybody out.
There's about 4 snipers on that map that will take you out very quickly.
Okay.
But it's inconsequential because that will never happen.
You just
because
take one shot and he's dead.
take one shot, you kill Moeller, then everything is gone.
Yeah, see,
But
they
actual snipers throughout the majority of the campaign that you're talking about, yes, you would see like a glint off their scope. That you'd be able to see where they are because that's
no
somewhat,
difficulty, zero difficulty at all.
There was once where a sniper actually had me kind of pinned down a little bit, where he saw me before I saw him, and actually got a shot off. And then, like, once you know where they are, it's easy enough. Like, you can stand up and tank a shot while you shoot them, and then it's not an issue. It's
Yeah,
never...
for a game that tries to set it up where usually in Sniper Elite games, the snipers get progressively harder, they're harder to spot, and they will actually set up decoys. Where the glint that you will see...
Yeah, that never happens.
That didn't happen once in this game. I remember in Sniper Elite V2, there was a French village that you go through on your way to... You're trying to get to the Arc de Triomphe to take out the Nazi bad in this game. The V2 rocket program guy that was going to, blow everybody up with German V2 rockets because nobody can come up with a better idea than German V2 rockets for a game about, Nazi scientists.
And they did V2 rockets again in this game, too.
Yeah. Anyway, in that particular one, I felt like every other building you saw had a sniper in it, and they would take your face off if you did the wrong thing. Yeah, it was hard. And they could tank 2 shots. Like, you couldn't just take them in one, unless you hit them straight in the face. You could actually shoot through the scope, actually. I remember getting lucky and doing that one time, which is impossible, by the way, but it was cool for the video game. But they would set up decoys, and if you shot the decoy, you'd immediately get spotted, and they would do exactly what you would do if you set up a decoy and they shoot at it. But decoys... It's a completely useless inventory item that you will never use.
I'd never picked one up, ever.
Yeah.
I'd never used them.
I tried putting one out, like, even after a sniper, like, saw me. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to use this and see how this is going to work. And, like, I got the red glint on the screen that's like, hey, he saw you. He's going to take a shot. Never shot at me. And then I put the decoy up. I waited for, like, 15 minutes. Never shot at me again. I had the M1A1 carbine. So I literally was just like, boom, 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 trying to attract attention. Still couldn't get him to see me. So then I just process of elimination, just gridded off the screen till I found him, then shot through the tree and murked him. And I was like, that was very stupid, and I hate this game now. And it just got progressively worse. It really did. The final kill with Moeller is unsatisfying, and I don't care. I don't care at all.
Yeah.
In Sniper Elite V2 and V3, you actually cared about making the final shot, and it was actually difficult. In Sniper Elite V2, you're on the top of the Arc de Triomphe, and you're shooting down at, like, the road that was coming toward you, and this staff car is moving out, and you have to take a shot as he's moving. And there's some pretty cool stuff you can do, like you can shoot the tire and it'll flip and throw him, or you can shoot him in the head, or you can shoot the driver and then he'll like run. You can shoot him.
I mean,
there's fun stuff you can
multiple ways
do.
to kill people.
Yeah, there's fun stuff you can do. This game has none of those things.
Yeah, it is not the one accidental grenade shot that I made. I was happy to see.
Yeah.
Never able to do it again.
Yeah, I looked and I couldn't find it. I was sad. And then I didn't care.
Other than that, like, you can get basic environmental kills by blowing up trucks, but that's about it.
Yeah, and the trucks don't have the easy to blow up gas reservoirs anymore. Now you have to shoot them like 10 times in the engine.
Well, you don't shoot the gas tanks until you shoot the munitions in the back.
Oh, okay.
So you have four different kinds
That's
of...
just an arbitrary thing. That
It is. There's
stupid.
4 different kinds of trucks. Like, you have your transport trucks, which don't have anything you can shoot.
Oh, you talking about the fuel trucks that you can explode by just shooting the crap that's in the back of
That's
them?
one.
Okay, yeah, that one was easy, and that makes sense.
So you have the transports that don't have any weak points.
Troop
necessarily.
transports, you just shoot them in the
You
engine,
have the
which
troop
is
transports,
dumb.
which aren't used for troops, but are used for supplies, and there'll always be at least one red box in the
Right,
back
you
of
can
those.
shoot that,
You can
yeah.
shoot. You'll have the trucks that are hauling just like all the red barrels.
Right, yeah.
all the red
those
barrels.
are
And
fun
then
to
you have
blow
the
up.
fuel trucks.
But the fuel trucks specifically are difficult to blow up. You have to shoot them like 4 times, which alerts everybody in the area, and they usually run away.
Yeah, it's more effective to throw a grenade, but if you're that close, why are you blowing it up?
Yeah, exactly. And for a game, again, this is
Even if
Sniper
you're using,
Elite. Sniper Elite.
Even if you're trying to use like RP rounds or match rounds or anything like that,
Doesn't
it's just
matter.
going to do more damage and try and pierce through. Like it still takes multiple shots.
It doesn't matter, yeah. And like you said, you just use a grenade. But if you're that
The most
close,
effective way to try and do it, which is not always an option, is to shoot a barrel that's next to one of the trucks.
or
that does
conveniently a grenade on somebody's belt if there happens to be one. Which apparently none of these soldiers carry grenades.
work. Yeah.
Even though I got a ton thrown at me. And this brings up another point. The totally pointless, except for one perk, skill trees. The ability to use bandages to self-res yourself. Every other one.
They were
was
not useless.
pointless.
They were not useless.
Oh, I felt
Some
they
of them
were
let
totally
you
pointless.
have more gear starting a mission.
Yeah, but you don't
Which-
even use it.
Well, if you want grenades, you
Sure,
want
okay,
med
fine,
kits,
fine.
you want bandages, and you want teller mines, and you want satchel charges.
Okay, fine. So the
That's the
inventory
gear
expansion,
you want, and you cannot have all that when you first start the game.
right? So the inventory expansion and the
that is
ability to
useful.
self-res yourself. That was basically
The
it.
ability to hold multiple different types of ammo for
But
your guns.
you find those anyway in the world, usually within like the
You
first 5
find them, but
minutes.
it's nice to be able to start with it.
Sure, but I found that
That's the benefit.
I never used anything other than soft point ammunition for pistols. That's it. I never once switched ammunition for rifles ever.
Yeah.
Never. It's unnecessary. You don't run into any enemies that you can kill faster or easier with the others.
See, I think I used like
Unless you're a really crappy
I used
shot.
every type of round except for the non-lethals. I used the subsonic rounds. I used the match rounds. I used the
why are there
RPs. I used the
non-lethal
soft
rounds
points.
in this game?
Because that's a way that you can play through the game is non-lethally.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Like you can. I don't know why you would.
That
but
is
you can.
so dumb.
I don't know.
Maybe just to like make it easier to take out high value targets that you don't want to have to like kill because you have to do these arbitrary death, like killing a guy with a rat bomb.
Maybe, but it's just too much work.
So stupid. It was so stupid. Or like poisoning
If
a
you
guy.
couldn't tell, we're not a big fan of this game.
Like sneaking into a house and just like finding the random vial of poison so you can like poison his water and like ring the doorbell so he comes out and drinks it and then like walks over and dies so you can get the pistol.
yeah, I didn't do that.
Woohoo. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, what a revolutionary... Yeah, clearly I hate this. I didn't find out actually until by accident. Do you know the flares actually call in a artillery strike?
What flares?
Yeah, exactly. So in the game, there are a couple of instances where you can get a flare gun, which shooting,
Okay, I remember
shooting a
seeing
dude
it.
does not give you any kind of cool death scenes. I thought it might, like you could set him on fire. Does nothing. But it does call in an artillery strike. Because reasons. Because apparently German artillery is just waiting for this arbitrary flare to come flying out of nowhere and just be like, yeah, there it is. Shoot the guns now. Like it does. No, that's just no. I'm sorry, that didn't make any sense, and it was not in the tutorials or anything. It was just arbitrary.
Yeah, completely went over my head. Did not know I could do that.
Yeah, I only figured it out by accident, and then even then I was like, well, was that really what I thought it was? So I shot it at a tank, and then it blew the tank up, and that was.
I mean, that's a use for it.
Yeah, that was a use for it. That's what I did.
Definitely a use.
That's what I did. But then again, the amount of times I was playing this, I was just thinking to myself about all the creative ways that you could do scripted kill shots in this game, or have specific scripted kill shots anyway, where there could be like these, you have to discover it, but like maybe you shoot, the grenade on a soldier's belt as he's loading around into a howitzer, or not a howitzer, but into like a flak 88, and it blows up the explosive round, and then it blows up the cannon, and then it blows up the munitions, and then it like blows up, a truck. You get the idea. There's like, like maybe like blowing up a barrel, and then like it shatters the glass and like just shreds everybody in the room from the exploded glass, or being able to like shoot the tires off a vehicle and like have it like spill over and then like spill fuel and set things on fire. Like this is 2022, people, okay? We can make games like this, but this game literally felt like a free-to-play game, and it is free-to-play, and I would suggest you do not spend $1 on it, and if you did, I am sorry. The only thing you will get out of this game is, if you love Sniper Elite, then by all means, you do you. If you like this game, just don't listen.
But if you love Sniper Elite, go play Sniper Elite 4.
Yeah, or 2, or 3.
Because they're better than this game.
Yeah, they're much better. And the I would say that the Kill Hitler mission that you get at the end of it, where you get to go to like the Bavarian mountains and you get to like hunt Hitler at his like chateau up in the Austrian Alps, does not come with the free-to-play version on Games Pass.
No, that's the DLC.
That would be pretty cool. It usually is pretty fun in the previous games. You get to like hunt Hitler, which is pretty cool. I killed him by blowing up a train boiler in the first game, which was really cool. Yeah, you can like shoot the like valves off of it and it'll explode. It's pretty cool. Yeah, don't buy this game. Sorry, don't buy it. It's
all right. Well, let's
cash grab.
Let's actually do the thing and rate it.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Well, writing, story, and lore. That's our first category.
2. This game has a forced campaign.
There's no lore. Like,
well, there is.
There is.
They really try hard. Yeah,
too.
they really try hard to get you to care about these like this random dude who's like a ranger battalion leader that somehow survives a sub blowing up, which they somehow were able to nail in one hit from an artillery piece that's like a mile inland. Doesn't explain why. They just shot the tank. Yeah, it was in the first mission, like the submarine they come in on.
the first mission like multiple times. That missed me.
Yeah, they blow it up.
Missed me.
The guy survives, and then you run into Billy, which is apparently a returning character from one of the others, which went over my head. And apparently she has a Scottish accent because there's natural-born black citizens in Scotland.
I mean, there are
1942 that have Scottish accents. That's a white nation, my friend. Like I was just like, okay, like maybe you know, like a citizen of the Commonwealth or something that's like from one of the territories, you know, because this is still the British Empire at this point, so it makes sense. Not that there are black people in the UK, obviously there are, but this is 1940, okay, and it didn't. Beyond that, I didn't care about the character. I skipped every cutscene because it was stupid and it made no sense. I was like, I don't care. I don't care
I watched the cutscenes to try and get as much of the story as possible. Doesn't matter.
No.
So out of 20.
5.
Yeah.
Garbage story.
It is actively bad.
It is so bad. And again, this is Sniper Elite. This is a game that has always predicated itself on taking ridiculously long kill shots with unrealistic bullet physics in a world where these would not be possible for fun. Okay, that is the only reason this game exists. It is a bit satirical, and they really tried hard to like make you, I don't know, care about the story. And I was like, I don't care, bro. I just want to shoot mans with sniper rifles and blow crap up. Like that's all I care about. And they're just like kept like trying to force you to care about these French resistance members and Billy, this character.
But they didn't do any of that well enough to actually make you care.
No,
anyway.
this like ethnically diverse like freedom fighter that I don't even get why I'm supposed to care or give any backstory as to why they're important. Or this like random German dude with this, you know, Operation Kraken, which
I mean, I didn't even care about the main character.
Yeah, I didn't either. I genuinely didn't either. I forgot what I was doing like 3/4 of the way through the game. I was like, what the hell are we doing? Oh, we're trying to blow up this like munitions factory because reasons. The game is just do what Sniper Elite is meant to do. Don't try to justify it and give me like lore. Just tell me to go kill the dude. Like that's all I need to know. To enjoy the game. That's literally it. That's all you need to do.
I've said it before. Games often fall one of two ways. One of two things that you really want good in a game. You either have a very compelling story that keeps you enthralled, and the gameplay can suffer, but you stay in it because of the story. Or the gameplay and what you're doing is just so much fun with the mechanics that the story can suffer, and you'll still keep playing because it's really good. Ideally, you want both those to be at least good or better.
This is a game where gameplay should have been like 99%.
Gameplay should have been the focus, and I don't feel like it was because, again, going back to the way the game kind of forces you to play it, it doesn't refine those mechanics enough to make an enjoyable experience.
And not only that, but it literally is arbitrary what loadout you pick. You could pick any gun you want, and you'll be able to play this game. It doesn't matter. Like, literally, you could go into it with a banana and probably still be able to pick up enough random weapons in the game.
Gameplay, the functionality, and like the mechanics that actually has and wants you and of course forces you to use in certain situations, I think it's actively bad.
Yeah, it is actively bad.
I would go like 7 out of 20. It's not absolutely horrible because some of it still does well when it does come to the sniping mechanics.
Yeah.
Like that is the same, you just don't get to use it.
Yeah.
As much. So I would go 7 out of 20.
Sure. Yeah, 7's... Yeah.
It's that 10 is like middle of the road because we're out of 20 for our video game
And I get a
reviews.
lot of
That's
people are really
actively
enjoying doing
bad.
the invasions and like hunting down enemy players, and I might
Cool.
try that. That's
Have
cool.
fun.
Have fun. Legitimately though, this game has one of the most simple premises to make money, and they just couldn't get it right. I don't know how you screw up a game about sniping and doing unrealistic kill shots with cool animations when you just you done goofed, man.
World and character design.
French countryside was cool. Environments were
The environments
good
as
to look at.
poorly designed as they could have been.
They were.
As they were.
They garbage.
Yeah, they weren't well designed from like a level layout standpoint.
It was like
Some
a
of them
maze,
were.
man.
Some of them were. Many of them were not.
Yeah.
But the actual like design of the world as a whole, I thought was cool, especially with the different environments
Sure.
you do get to go through.
I'll give you that. The world design was cool. The character design is god awful.
You have the 3-ish main characters that you interact with, and their models, like, they're okay. They're fine.
I have to like stress this point. You run into two main characters that they try to, from the very beginning, set this premise that they're going to be much more important. You like run into them twice in cutscenes, and they don't ever come into effect in gameplay ever. You don't have to save them.
No.
You never have to interact with them. You never have to like do 2-part missions with them. You never take control of them. They literally are there for no other reason than to service a less than B-movie plot. It is garbage. And another thing
That's
I'll
fair.
point out is the character design is really bad because the amount of recycled assets in this game makes it to where when you are trying to figure out who the target is to do these specific little like scripted kills that you have to do, they look like just rank and file soldiers. Like again, there were 2 times where
To
and
be
one
fair.
time we failed outright. We tried for hours to kill this one dude, and we could not get it because we legitimately, every time we would run into all the soldiers, we would accidentally kill him because he didn't look any different from any of the other random dude bros.
Right. Which, if you are using the binoculars or even the scope...
You can
to
mark them that way.
To mark, once you mark them, it does say, like, oh, this is the guy you're supposed
And
to kill.
it puts a red crosshair above their head so
It
you
does
can
do
tell.
that.
But if you
But
don't
in this
know,
particular situation, the guy you're supposed to kill is never outside.
Never.
He's inside a building, and you have to sneak in there or draw them out.
Yeah.
So when you draw them out, well, now you're close. You aren't using your binoculars to mark everybody. You're generally trying to run and hide and protect yourself and
Yeah.
just accidentally kill them. Is what happened, like twice.
yeah. And we got to the point where we're just like, we don't care anymore. We're just giving up. And
Yeah.
I went back and did it, and it wasn't worth it. The gun I got wasn't even worth it. So, yeah.
So what would you give for world and character design out of 20?
6.
Things
No,
that
I'm
bad?
sorry. 10. I'll give it a 10.
Yeah.
Only because of the world design. But it's going to take a 50% hit on the abysmal character design.
That's fair.
And just
I
the
agree.
random arbitrary Japanese personnel that just happened to be chilling in 1944 France. For no reason at all. You just randomly encounter these Japanese officers, and it gives you no context. You don't even find out until the end of the game that it's like, apparently the Nazis were retrofitting Japanese subs, and you're like,
Right.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Graphics.
Look like a PS4 game.
It didn't look bad.
I got some really bad glitching. Like, really bad glitching. Like, I had enemy models stuck in walls shooting at
I
me.
was just gonna mention, I had the same.
Okay.
I had enemies that I needed to loot for objectives
That were stuck in walls.
that were stuck in walls or would fall through walls.
Yep.
And then, like, they would be upstairs. I killed a dude. He was upstairs. And he fell through. And I could see his arm, like, sticking out of the floor.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You get close enough to, like, maybe trigger the...
But you can't. But you can't, like, you just have to, like... Thankfully, it was a optional objective. So I just moved on. Didn't even bother to redo it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care that much.
Yeah.
But, yeah, with models kind of clipping through some of the textures and through the ground and being unable to do certain things just because... Like, yeah, I had that issue too with
This
with
is
character
a-
models clipping.
This game should have been $40 on release. And I'm glad that it dropped free on Games Pass because I did enjoy some parts of playing it, I will admit, but I lost interest incredibly quickly.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. With no redeeming qualities. The tank gun, pointless. You shoot the tank. I literally spent 45 minutes reloading an area trying to get the tank gun just so that I could figure out.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Literally does nothing.
It's not really useful at all.
It doesn't even give you like really cool kill animations where you like blow body parts off or anything because you're literally shooting like, a 20 millimeter anti-tank round. It reacts the same as if you shot them with a normal sniper rifle. Like heads don't explode, arms don't fly off, torsos don't obliterate. Nothing. It does not matter. There's no point. And apparently you can lug around an MG42 like it's the like a Sten Mark II.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
you're just like.
That's what I did.
That's what I did too. I was like, F it. I don't care. I'm just gonna run around and just murk people with this.
So what are you thinking for graphics? I don't think it was actively bad. It wasn't.
No, but it certainly wasn't a it wasn't a AAA next gen game either.
I agree.
It's a 15. Serviceable, but bad.
I think a 13.
Okay.
13?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a reason to give this game a lower rating at this point.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like over a 10, but it's not a 15. Yeah, 13 no. I think is fine. Audio mixing and sound design. To include any music and score and stuff. The music was epic enough when it needed to be.
Sure.
But certainly not memorable.
No.
The audio mixing as a whole was not that dynamic.
No.
Especially like when you're moving through the different environments, going inside and outside. There's not a whole lot of variety that happens where there should be variety.
Yeah, you'd think for a game that
there's some, it does the minimal amount to indicate like, oh, you're outside or inside now.
Right, but
it's the minimal amount.
You should have like some sort of like footsteps indicator when you get like real close to enemies and you don't. You can just crouch and like walk past people like 2 feet away and they won't even know you're there.
Yeah.
This game sucks. Sound design is like a 10.
Yeah, it's just, I agree. It's a 10 just like right there. It's not
you could get
actively good, it's not actively bad, just with the bare minimum to kind of just infer certain things. And
they clearly put the majority of their time and attention into the bullet time and kill animations, which, I'm sorry, there is no way you can justify a 20-hour campaign with the limited kill.
The campaign is less than that because we spent several hours.
Sure. We were just
doing
deeking
stuff.
Around, doing whatever.
Like if you're trying to do everything,
it's going to take 40 minutes.
It'll take. Well, you put in over 40 hours.
I did everything.
I did 21 hours, and that is replaying the final mission 10 times, and replaying 2 other missions twice, and going out of my way replaying those missions to get additional objectives, just to try and experience more of the game. Like, okay, maybe I missed something, just to try and get more out of it.
I did the same thing to unlock all the gates, discover all of the workbenches, to unlock all of the parts, and I still missed a couple benches.
I did not go that far.
I still missed a couple of the benches, which honestly add nothing to the game whatsoever, aside from the one pistol that became like a happy coincidence where I found out it was like kind of OP once you unlock all the stuff for it.
Yeah, so this is like 20 hours is generous. You could probably do it in less. And the metric that I've always gone off of for years is that if you get 1 hour of play for every $1 you spend, then your money is well spent.
Yeah, but you're talking like a 15-hour campaign.
And that time has to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And this game, like I said, we couldn't really play it for more than like an hour at a time because it just got boring.
Yeah.
It just got boring to play.
Yeah,
and you just
really
not want to do it anymore. So the time is not worth as much as the game is selling for, which thankfully we played it on Games Pass. We played it for free.
Yep.
But even afterwards, like, were the 21 hours worth what I put into the game? No.
Hell no.
Not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Not even close.
It's our final score for Sniper Elite 5. Unfortunately, because I had hopes for this game.
I thought it was going to be really good.
Right, another Sniper Elite game. Like, it's going to...
Maybe they'll, like, come up with some really cool stuff to, like, really, like, make your jaw drop.
At the very least, if they'd had it be as good as V4 with the co-op abilities and the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, just doing that would have made it so much better than the art was. We got 45 out of 100.
Yeah, this game sucks.
So 4.5 out of 10
Yep.
is where we're at. And yeah, it's not enjoyable. Do not recommend unless you just want to play it. Then play it.
You know what's
if you like it, cool. I don't know why.
I was just about to say this, going off of your point. Most of the people that you will see playing it online, a lot of the guys that I have watched haven't even touched the campaign. They're literally just playing it to just go into other people's worlds and just piss people off by trolling other people by shooting them mid-campaign.
And that's one way to play.
Cool. The Horde mode, why even bother? Why even bother?
It's
more of the same with less incentive.
Yeah. It might be fun if you did co-op.
If you got something out of it, like maybe if the game rewarded you with like special
there's no
stuff
unlocks
you could use,
there.
There's nothing. Literally
Technically,
nothing.
there are unlocks for doing multiplayer stuff.
Skins. No, there are no mods. You get every accessory in this game within the first 3 missions.
Which I don't mind.
There's not enough there. It felt like a beta. It was like this game is predicated on stealth. Like there should be like, disguised bombs. There should be Molotov cocktails. There should be tripwires. There should be...
I mean, do not unlock everything after the first 3 missions.
The useful stuff. The things that you actually need to play the game. Which
you don't unlock the ability
bandages.
to actually use satchel charges until you beat level
But you
7.
find like a million of them just laying around.
I know, I'm just saying.
The game doesn't give you a reason to play it the way that they want you to play it.
It does not.
They don't give you the mechanics to play it the way that they force you to play it.
No.
And they don't give you the guns to even make it enjoyable. This game sucks. It's awful. I'm sorry. It's bad. If you like it...
I'm not as animated as Luke, but I concur.
If you enjoyed this game...
Not enjoyable.
You are a gem. Because you can take something and you can polish a turd out of it. And I wish that I could do what you are able to do. I wish I could just enjoy things that suck, but I can't. I'm sorry. I have to call it for what it is. This game is terrible.
Did not like it.
I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Is It Worth It? Which we can both emphatically say that this game is not worth it. Play it for free. Don't play it at all.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and a subscribe. If you hated it as much as I did, let me know in the comments below. If you did not hate it and you think that I am dead wrong, please also leave a comment and let me know where I am wrong. Jeremiah?
And if you are listening to us over on Spotify, thank you so much. If you would leave us a rating and follow us there, that will help out a lot as well. And we will see you next time.
Later.